Welcome to my second video. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because I've been trying to get in contact with a certain happy-looking chap who goes by the persona of Dankula or something like that. So there's been a bit of a hoo-ha on the internet about this guy, Nazi pug joke and all that. But here he is being arrested. And lo and behold, the paparazzi are probably outside being tipped off. And we got a pasty Scottish man who appears to be some sort of communist or affiliated with some sort of communist ideal, coming out into God's good sunshine and wincing like, God burns! Sorry, couldn't resist. But anyway, you can see a few things in here, and this is an important point. Okay, on the left, you have what I can only presume is a policeman. Behind Dankula, I can only presume is another policeman by the tags around their neck. Now, policeman, he's acting. This guy, look at his face on the left. I'm talking about, not Dankula's. Right? He doesn't look particularly happy. They're looking down. The person on the right doesn't look particularly happy. They're looking down. They have no intention this day to go into Dankula's house, pick up a guy like this, and arrest him and take him down to the police station. Okay, I think anyone who looks at their faces remarkably similar, looking at the ground, smartly dressed, in an official capacity as a policeman. They are actors. So actors have come into Dankula's house and fucking put handcuffs on him and arrested him. Now, obviously, they have to do this. They have to do this. They are police officers. They have a duty to do this. They get told to do something, they are expected to do it. It's called a duty. All right. So they, regardless of where they go and whatever person they have to pick up, in this case the person being Dankula, they have to do it. Excuse me. So here we go. There's Dankula being taken, probably against his will, arrested. I mean, handcuffed. I mean, I'm not a big fan of handcuffs myself. I'm pretty sure they're only supposed to be used if there's a significant risk of you trying to leg it, run away, or you have already tried to run away or resist arrest in any way. But it seems to be common practice now that you just get the shiny silver bracelets as a complimentary service of being arrested and booked in at the police station. And that's fine. So the cops have obviously had some sort of order or instruction from a court that this person has done some sort of crime or some sort of wrong. All right, now, these people are acting under instructions from their bosses, and their bosses get their instructions from someone up and up and up. And somehow, the little eye of Mordor has picked this ginger-beard Scotsman out from the crowd as someone who needs to be punished for something or other. All right, so the cops are engaged in the pursuit of their duties, which is fine. Okay, now, the problem that they've got, and this is what I'm just raising this video because I've tried to get in contact with Dankula via something called social media, which doesn't appear to be social at all. I mean, no one fucking answers their tweets or does anything. So it's just like getting to the frustration now. I'm going to have to make a ghetto video just to explain what's going on. Yeah, so on social media, obviously Dank's been putting this out. He's not responded to my tweets. I've been following what's going on with at arm's length, and now recently he tweeted he's not getting legal aid, so no doubt his world's collapsing around him and he's getting all emotional. And another YouTuber, which I'll get to in a second, has actually put out a charity claim or some sort of, like, please donate money for legal representation so that we can protect Dankula, keep freedom of speech alive, and all these noble endeavours. But it really is much simpler than that, and that's what I want to basically get across to people without giving the whole game away. So I need to be careful what I do and don't say. But so Dankula's legal fund was refused. I think they call it legal aid. Okay, which is actually probably the best thing that's happened to him. That means the government, or let's say the taxpayer, is not going to pick up the legal bill for this guy to be legally represented, okay, in a legal court. Okay. Now, look at Dankula. Does he look like someone who's been legally trained? No. Maybe. Does he look like a member of the Bar Society? Well, he might be, I don't know, but I would say no. Does he look like someone who's been trained and educated in acts of government? I'm sure a police officer's been trained and well compensated and paid for his time to be a police officer. Hence, he's dressed in a certain attire, certain standard. But this is a man, Dankula, at home, dressing as he wishes, appropriate to his own beliefs. Okay? So when an outside body comes into a man's private domain and arrests him for putting out a video about a Nazi pug, it's fine. So clearly they have a duty to do that. Someone said that's a crime. Okay, someone said that's a crime, and it is a crime. I have no doubt it's a crime. I can't argue with the fact that it's a crime. But the idea of now punishing Dankula for a centralised legal definition of a crime is where the strength of Dankula's case is. Okay? So I don't really want to go into too much detail about it. Like I said, the laws are there to protect everyone, however vulnerable they may be. But in this case, obviously, the cops aren't enjoying it. Dankula's fucking confused off his head what's going on. And there is a rather simple solution to get this sorted. But what's upset me most of all now is that since he's been denied or declined legal aid, he's now gone to the people at large. And I'm seeing this more and more now, where people are crowdfunding legal fees. Okay, so bear in mind it's the legal. He's in a legal court with a legal problem, and the legal society have been unable to secure legal funding for their own legal representative, Dankula. Okay, I hope you understand the emphasis on legal, 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 legal. He's now asked the people to donate from their own hard time, money, savings, whatever, to support him to acquire that legal aid that the taxpayer has refused him, or the government has refused him. Do you understand? I hope that clicks in your fucking head. Okay, so once he goes to us, the people, and says, please support me, I'm going to go to prison, and we start funding his legal representation, we are doing something that the government wouldn't even do on behalf of taxpayers. Okay, now I'm not saying let's all leave Dankula out and have him sent to prison without any help. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying is that look at the guy on the left and look what he represents. Look at the guy in the middle and see that they are basically polar different opposites of each other. Okay, so what's happening is that Dankula is being brought into a court for the guy on the left. Those kind of people. Yeah? People who believe in that system. Now, I'm pretty sure Dankula doesn't believe in that. I mean, I would love to see Dankula dressed like that. I'd pay good money to do that. But I don't think that's his day-to-day attire. All right? And that's the kind of court that he's been pulled into to be judged on those terms with an act of parliament, some 2000 and something or other, 3 hate crime malarkey thing. Okay? So that is what the problem is and wherein the problem lies. Now, the danger of crowdfunding legal fees is that we take, imagine now blacking out Dank, right? You're blacking out Dank as a silhouette. What you're going to do is you're going to take Dankula out of the equation and you're going to put the legal person in. Now, think of any solicitor or lawyer that you've ever got. What is going to happen? Someone who looks just like that cop is going to stand in for the stead of Dankula. And that person is fully competent and fully qualified to act in the legal court. He'll act in the legal court, but Dankula will pay the price for it. Okay? That is why it was a big blessing not to get legal aid from the state. And now going to the market and asking for donations and say, we're going to get a solicitor to come in instead. So imagine any solicitor you like, putting them there with his arm under like the cop. That's essentially what's going to be happening. It's going to be a change of places. But the solicitor will not bear the time in prison. It'll be Dankula. Yeah? And that's a small point I want to raise. Just because of the fact that people are donating. And it was like $2,000 last night. I woke up, it's fucking 12 grand. 12 grand of people's money. And God knows how much higher it's going to go. Alright? So I just want to know, there is a very simple solution to this. It doesn't cost any fucking money. People need to... I mean, donate if you feel that's going to help your conscience out. But for Christ's sake, it's not necessary. All right, it is not necessary. There's a very simple solution to this, just to keep a silly joker, if you like, from Her Majesty's pleasure. So that's it. So if anyone knows Dank, My YouTube channel's up. By all means, get him to PM me. I will more than happily tell him what he needs to do, but I can't obviously spread it out to fucking public knowledge because that would be insane. But yeah, these donations are concerning me. It's not the right way to do. It just means you're giving more money than necessary to a private legal firm, which will ultimately, more than likely, unless they're in a good mood, provide the same result. That's all I have to say about that.